This person right here is Jamie Beeston. The thief, who was described as cunning, an opportunist, and fearless, had carried out his mission, and that was to rob his own neighbour, who suffered from early onset dementia due to a brain injury, and he robbed his victim of thousands of pounds. According to reports, Jamie, who used the excuse for his actions of being a heavy drug user, would somehow let himself into his neighbour's flat, which was the flat below in Hucknall, take his neighbour's bank card and then transfer money to himself. The 33-year-old man, who's from Gedling area, had continued his same approach and tactics on a number of occasions between October and December of 2024. Sometimes Jamie would strike when the victim was asleep in bed. Now, because the victim had dementia, Jamie hoped the victim would not realise that money was missing out of his account or out of the flat. Now, police says that on the final occasion on December 8th of 2024, Jamie had jiggled the door handle to let himself into the victim's flat again, but this time the victim had locked the door and refused to let Jamie inside because he happened to look at his phone and see large sums of money being transferred. The victim had came to the realisation that Jamie had been managing to get into his flat somehow. Now, in response, Jamie was peed off, he was mad, and he pushed himself through the door, stormed forward, and then wrapped his hands around the victim's neck area. Jamie then helped himself to cash once again, and the bank card once again, and also cigs. Later that same day, when the victim was asleep, Jamie went back to the victim's flat and then helped himself to his victim's final £20. Now, Jamie would routinely take sums between £300 and £800 at a time in a span of roughly 3 to 4 months. Jamie in total had helped himself to £2,300 from his own neighbour, who was vulnerable, living alone, and had limited support. Now, months before this incident, Jamie had to be hospitalised, and during his time in hospital, he had promised to R a nurse and also K another female staff member he had struck. Now, in court, Jamie was jailed for 2 years and 11 months for his crimes. Does the crime match the sentence? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Stay safe.